Ever imagine a 5-year-old kid solving a murder?
Oh, wow.
That's what we're diving into today.
Sounds heavy.
The Ashley Hagler case.
Yeah.
And trust me,
Yeah.
it's a wild one.
All right.
This little boy's testimony not only cracks the case, but
Interesting.
reveals there's not one,
Ooh.
but TWO murders.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've got investigative reports, court documents, even some psychological analysis to really unpack everything.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to see how child witness testimony comes into play in cases like this.
Absolutely, because you have a child
Right.
who's experienced this horrific trauma,
Yeah.
but also holds this potentially crucial information.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's such a delicate situation.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So let's set the scene.
Okay.
March 2021, Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
Ashley Hagler, a young mother,
Right.
found shot dead in her car.
Oh, gosh.
Her 5-year-old son, the only witness.
Oh, wow.
Now he manages to call his aunt
Okay.
using his mom's phone.
Oh, my God.
And tells this fragmented story
Yeah.
about being woken up,
Yeah.
having to go find his dad, Rufus,
Okay.
and then his uncle shooting his mom.
That's where things get really tricky for investigators.
Right.
Because how do you extract reliable information from a child who's just witnessed something so horrific?
Right.
You know, his perception of events, his memory, his ability to even articulate what happened.
Yeah.
It's incredibly delicate.
And then you've got that added pressure
Right.
of this potential ongoing threat.
Oh, yeah.
Because the boy kept mentioning a blue truck and Uncle Jason.
Okay.
Which didn't make sense to investigators at first, but later become really crucial pieces to the puzzle.
Right.
But before we jump ahead, let's rewind a little.
Okay.
We know Ashley had filed a missing person report for her husband, Rufus. Okay.
Earlier that night, he'd left with his brother,
Yeah.
Charles Jason Carmichael, after an argument.
Ah.
Now, missing spouses always raise red flags in these cases.
They do.
But what's interesting here is that Ashley and Rufus didn't really fit the typical profile
Interesting.
of a troubled couple.
Yeah.
There wasn't a history of domestic violence.
Okay.
No obvious motive. So then Jason starts to come into focus.
Okay.
Right? The family dynamics get a little complicated. There's talk of Jason's past drug abuse, financial troubles, even a bit of paranoia.
Interesting.
Could that point to a motive?
Well, you know, when you factor in things like family dynamics, financial disputes, and potential mental instability,
right,
you've got a situation that's ripe for conflict.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then we have this whole blue truck mystery.
Oh, right. A witness reported seeing a U-Haul speeding away after the shooting.
Right.
Police tracked down surveillance footage, shows a U-Haul leaving the area around the time of the murder.
Yeah.
But here's the catch.
Okay.
The U-Haul isn't exactly blue. It's got this large blue mural on the side.
Huh.
Do you think this could have been what the boy was talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It speaks to the importance of careful interpretation.
Right.
When you're dealing with child witnesses, a 5-year-old perception might focus on the most prominent visual element.
Yeah.
In this case, a big blue mural.
Right.
It's not a lie. It's just their reality.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's actually a similar case.
Wait, hold on. Before you go into another.
Okay, sure.
Let's stick with this one for now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the police track the U-Haul
Right.
to Jason's house, right?
Yep.
And they apprehend him as he's driving away.
Gotcha.
But here's where it gets really chilling.
Uh-oh.
They're transferring the U-Haul onto a flatbed,
Okay.
and blood starts pouring out the back.
Oh, my gosh.
That much blood immediately suggests a pretty gruesome scene and begs the question, whose blood is this?
Right.
And what happened in that U-Haul?
Yeah, because remember, Ashley was shot in her car.
Right.
So this couldn't have been her blood.
Right. It had to be Rufus's.
Exactly.
And sure enough, just hours after Ashley's body's found, another body's discovered in a neighboring county.
Okay.
Rufus shot multiple times.
Oh, gosh.
2 murders, 2 counties, and this 5-year-old boy right at the center of it all.
It's already complicated.
I know.
But it's about to get even more so.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before we dive into that,
Yeah.
you mentioned the similar case earlier
Yeah.
where a child's perception of a detail ended up being misinterpreted. I'm curious, what happened there?
So it was the Long-Strange Triplets case.
Okay.
They talked about it on the Anatomy of Murder podcast.
Okay.
And basically, this child misidentified a suspect based on their clothing. They said the person was black.
Okay.
But it turned out they were just wearing all black clothing. So just like with that blue truck detail, it shows how easy it is to misinterpret details, especially when they're observed by a young child.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Like a reminder to not just take a child's words at face value, but try to understand the context, the way they perceive the world, and the potential for those misinterpretations.
Yeah, definitely.
So back to the case at hand.
Okay.
We've got 2 bodies, 2 counties, a U-Haul that seems to be connected to both murders, and this 5-year-old boy who may hold the key to unraveling it all.
It's a lot.
I know.
Where do we go from here?
Well, the jurisdictional issues alone add another layer of complexity.
Definitely.
You know, 2 murders in 2 different counties.
Right.
And potentially even a kidnapping from another county.
Oh, wow.
It's a jurisdictional puzzle.
Yeah, it is.
It became kind of a hot potato with each county hesitant to take the lead at first.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
Really?
Yeah, in multi-jurisdictional cases, you've got different agencies, different prosecutors, all trying to figure out who's responsible for what. And those kinds of delays can really impact the investigation.
Right.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Richland County, where Ashley was found, ended up prosecuting Jason for both murders. But as those legal gears are turning, investigators are building their case against Jason. And remember, they have this 5-year-old who witnessed his own mother's murder.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That's got to be a challenge.
It's got to be so tough.
Right.
Yeah, to prepare a child that young to testify.
Right.
Especially in a double homicide trial.
Yeah, and remember, he didn't just witness his mother's murder.
Right.
He also lost his father.
It's heartbreaking.
I know.
To think about what he went through.
Awful.
Yeah, it's a reminder of the ripple effect of these crimes.
Right.
The trauma extends far beyond the immediate victims.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But amidst all this tragedy, there's also this sense of hope.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because this 5-year-old, despite everything, he potentially holds the key to bringing his parents' killer to justice.
His testimony would prove to be crucial.
Okay.
But the prosecution had another ace up their sleeve.
Oh.
A woman connected to Jason came forward with information that would change everything. It's amazing how often seemingly unrelated people get pulled into these complex criminal cases.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened here.
Right.
We left off with the prosecution getting ready to present their case against Jason. They had the 5-year-old's testimony, forensic evidence linking the U-Haul to the crime scenes, but they needed more. To really solidify everything.
Right.
And that's where this woman comes in.
Oh, okay.
She was romantically involved with Jason and had witnessed some pretty crucial moments leading up to the murders.
I mean, it just goes to show how tangled relationships can be in these cases.
For sure.
She wasn't just a bystander.
Right.
She was right there in the thick of it.
Totally.
Which ultimately makes her a very valuable witness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was present during that initial argument between Jason and Rufus and even helped Jason rent the U-Haul.
Wow. Talk about wrong place, wrong time.
I know.
But the thing is, she didn't stay silent.
Right.
She came forward and gave this chilling account.
Oh, wow.
Of Jason's behavior in those crucial hours before the murders.
Her testimony was critical.
Oh, yeah.
She described his erratic behavior, drug use, and even threats to kill his own brother.
Gosh.
This wasn't just hearsay. She was there, witnessing it all firsthand.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing she even escaped unharmed.
Right.
She said Jason turned on her.
Oh, wow.
Pulled a gun on her.
Oh, my gosh.
Forced her to flee.
That's terrifying.
And hide.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to come forward after something like that.
Absolutely.
Her testimony not only corroborated what the 5-year-old said, but also provided valuable insight into Jason's state of mind.
Right, because remember,
the boy was asleep during the murder of his father.
Exactly. Yeah. So her account fills in some crucial gaps for the prosecution.
It's amazing how this woman's story, while tragic, becomes this pivotal piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the forensic evidence.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, the blood in the U-Haul?
Uh-huh.
Did it confirm it was Rufus's?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Forensic testing confirmed it.
Okay.
Placing him at the scene. Further solidifying that theory that Jason transported his body in the U-Haul.
And what about the weapon?
Oh, yeah.
The police found in the U-Haul.
Right.
Did it tie back to murders?
They did ballistics testing.
Okay.
Linked the weapon to both murders.
Wow.
So that's a direct connection between Jason and the crimes.
Along with the eyewitness testimony and the woman's account.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty damning evidence.
It seems like an open and shut case at this point.
Yeah. But Jason decided to take the stand.
Oh, wow.
In his own defense.
That's always a risky move.
It is a gamble.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it allows the defendant to tell their story directly to the jury.
Yeah.
But it also opens them up to cross-examination
right.
by the prosecution.
What was Jason's defense?
Well,
did he deny everything?
He tried to shift the blame.
Oh, really?
He claimed that Rufus had left with a third person in the U-Haul, and that this mysterious individual was responsible for both murders.
So he's saying some random person
showed
up, killed his brother, dumped his body, and then came back and killed Ashley.
Pretty much.
That's a hard story to believe.
Yeah, it was a long shot.
I mean...
He claimed he saw the blood in the U-Haul after this mystery person returned it. And that he later found the murder weapon hidden in the truck.
But there was no evidence to corroborate any of that.
None at all.
So do you think the jury bought it?
It was a bold strategy.
Yeah.
But ultimately unsuccessful.
Okay.
The prosecution really dismantled his story during cross-examination, pointing out the inconsistencies, the lack of evidence, and they focused on the evidence they did have.
Yeah.
You know, the eyewitness testimony, the forensics, and the woman's account, which was pretty chilling.
So what was the verdict? Did the jury see through his attempt to deflect blame?
They did in December 2022.
Okay.
The jury found Jason Carmichael guilty on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime.
Guilty on all counts. That must have been a huge relief for Ashley and Rufus's family.
Of course, but nothing can bring them back.
Of course not.
You know, justice was served. Yeah. But the impact of this tragedy is immeasurable.
It's easy to get caught up in the legal aspects of the case.
Yeah.
But we can't forget the human cost. Ashley and Rufus were taken from their loved ones, and their young son is left to cope with this unimaginable loss
and trauma.
His life is forever changed.
It is. He lost both his parents.
I know.
Witnessed a horrific act of violence.
Yeah.
And then had to relive it all while testifying.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's a stark reminder of how important it is to provide comprehensive support for child witnesses.
Absolutely.
These kids need therapy, counseling, advocacy services to help them process their trauma.
For sure.
And navigate the legal system.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where organizations like child advocacy centers come in. They offer this safe and supportive environment where children can get the care and resources that they need to heal and move forward.
Their work is crucial in ensuring that justice extends beyond the courtroom.
It's about
it's about giving them the tools and support to rebuild their lives.
This case really highlights how a crime like this doesn't just impact the immediate victims, it ripples outward. It does. Affecting families, communities, and especially children.
Yeah, they're left to grapple with the consequences.
It's a sobering thought.
It is.
But it's also a call to action.
Absolutely.
You know, we need to be aware of the resources available to victims of violence and support the organizations that are working to provide that healing and justice.
And speaking of impact, this 5-year-old boy, his courage and resilience are remarkable.
They are.
Despite the trauma he endured, he played this crucial role in bringing his parents' killer to justice.
It's amazing.
His testimony was instrumental in unraveling the truth.
I mean, it's a testament to the power of a child's voice, even amidst this unimaginable tragedy. It's an incredible story of resilience, but it also leaves us with a lot to think about.
It does. This case raises important questions. About the ethical considerations of involving young children in legal proceedings. The long-term impact of the trauma, the resources to help families rebuild their lives.
Those are all really important points.
They are.
But before we dive deeper into those larger questions, let's wrap up the story of this case. What happened to Jason after the guilty verdict?
He was sentenced to life in prison.
Oh, wow.
Without parole?
Life in prison?
It's a heavy sentence.
It is.
But it reflects the severity of his crimes and the lasting impact they've had.
And what about the 5-year-old boy? What happened to him?
That information wasn't included in what we reviewed.
But
one can hope that he's receiving the love, the support, and the professional help he needs.
Absolutely.
To heal and thrive.
His story really is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, even in the face of unspeakable tragedy.
I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
He showed incredible bravery throughout this whole ordeal.
But his story also raises some broader questions, you know, that we need to grapple with.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This case serves as a springboard for this larger conversation about the complexities of justice, the impact of trauma, and the responsibility we have as a society to protect and support our most vulnerable citizens.
And with that thought-provoking statement,
we'll
wrap up part 2 of our deep dive. But don't go anywhere because in part 3, we'll delve deeper into those broader questions.
So it's good.
And explore the implications of this case on a societal level.
Cool.
Stay tuned. You know, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From those chilling details of the murders to, you know, the complexities of the investigation and the emotional weight of that trial. But I think this case, it's more than just a true crime story.
Absolutely.
You know,
it is.
It raises these fundamental questions about our justice system and the responsibility we have to those impacted by violence.
For sure.
Especially children.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this case so thought-provoking. It's like this microcosm of these larger societal issues that we're all grappling with.
Yeah, that balance between seeking justice, but also ensuring the well-being of these vulnerable witnesses, particularly those who've experienced trauma.
It's tough.
It is a really tough question.
Yeah.
How do we hold these perpetrators accountable while also protecting the emotional, psychological health of these children?
Who are dealing with so much already.
Right, exactly. It's not an easy answer.
No, it's not.
But I think this case highlights the need for a more nuanced approach. One that recognizes the unique needs of these child witnesses.
For sure.
And prioritizes their healing alongside the pursuit of justice.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that really struck me about this case.
What's that?
Was the courage of that little boy.
That 5-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, he went through something truly horrific. And yet he was still able to play a crucial role in bringing his parents' killer to justice.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.
Yeah. Even in the face of that kind of trauma.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
His story is a reminder that children, even very young children, can be incredibly strong and resourceful. Absolutely. But it also highlights the responsibility we have to create a system that supports them,
that protects them,
that prioritizes their well-being.
Exactly.
Provides them with the resources they need to heal.
That's where organizations like child advocacy centers are so important.
They are.
They provide that safe and supportive environment where kids can receive therapy, forensic interviews, advocacy services, all tailored to their specific needs.
These centers are doing incredible work.
They are.
But I think we need to do more.
I agree.
As a society to support them.
Absolutely. We need to make sure that every child who's been through this has access to these resources.
And it goes beyond just providing the resources we need to change.
How we think about child witnesses. We need to recognize their vulnerability. But also their strength and resilience.
We need to listen to them.
Yes.
Believe them and support them.
Every step of the way.
Absolutely.
You know, this case has been a powerful reminder.
It has.
Of the complexities of justice, the devastating impact of violence, and how important it is to protect our most vulnerable citizens.
It's a story that will stay with me.
Me too.
For a long time.
And I hope it inspires you to think about these issues and maybe even consider how you can make a difference.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
On this deep dive.
It's been great.
It's been a privilege to explore this case with you.
And remember, if you or someone you know has been affected by violence, there are resources available to help.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring. Keep questioning. And keep diving deep.
Absolutely.
Into the stories that matter.
Couldn't have said it better myself.